So we paid off our mortgage a few years ago, and I thought I would come here and share some of the lessons that we learned during the journey of paying off our mortgage that might be useful to somebody out there who is also looking to pay off their mortgage faster. Let us dive into the video. Hello everyone, my name is Dear Kola. Welcome back to this side of life. And if you're new here, welcome and thank you all for joining me today. As you may know, my home country is Nigeria. And back in Nigeria, when you were going to buy a house, you bought the land and then you built your house for over as many years as you can afford to put the money into it. And then you completed your house and you had your house free of mortgage. Like you didn't have to go to the bank to get a loan to buy your house. You finished building your house and you had it free and clear. So when people migrate into places like US, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, and all the Western countries, and they find that, they have to take a mortgage to be able to buy a house. Many people complain that, oh, mortgage is slavery. You spend all your life paying your mortgage. You are never able to pay it off, and it's just like a never-ending drain on your resources, and you never really own your own home. At the end of the day, it's all owned by the bank. Or it takes a long time, 25, 30 years, for you to pay off your mortgage. And people say you might have your mortgage until the day you die. But I'm here to tell you today that it is actually possible to pay off your mortgage faster than the 20, 25, 30 years that people normally take out a mortgage for. Even though as immigrants, we do find that we have to restart our lives all over again when we come into the new country, because we probably came in as adults, and so we have a longer way to go to be able to make up more than people who are not immigrants. So if you want to pay off your mortgage in less time, then there are 5 things you can do that can get you there. Number 1 thing that will help to pay your mortgage off early, like we did, is to start small. Like when you want to buy a house or when you want to get a mortgage, you need to look at your debt ratio. You need to look at your income, and you need to not bite more than you can chew. I find that many immigrants, when they come into the new country, they are keeping up with the Joneses, trying to impress other people by buying big houses. You don't really need to buy a big house. You should start small. If you want to pay off your mortgage on time, then be realistic. Don't compare yourself to other people. Look for a good house that's within your budget. In order to make sure that you can afford the mortgage, you need to keep in mind that your total debt load should not be more than 44% of your gross income. And that includes all your total monthly housing costs, as well as all your other debts. And when you're talking about monthly housing costs, you're talking about the principal on your mortgage, the interest on your mortgage, the taxes, and the insurance. You need to include all that. So for example, if you make $8,000 in a month, then your total debt should not be more than $3,500 in a month. And that means that your mortgage has to be less than that, because you need to keep within that budget. You need to keep within that 44%. So yeah, that is one of the ways by which you can pay off your mortgage. When, to begin with, you do not start with too big of a mortgage. That is number 1. Number 2 is to buy the right type of house. For example, in Canada, typically a townhouse, which is like, a row of houses that share walls, is typically cheaper than a single family house. So as a newcomer who is buying their first house and who wants to pay off their mortgage on time, you want to favor townhouses over single family homes, or maybe a duplex, 2 houses that share a wall, over a single family home, because you get more bang for your buck when you go that route. And please, I would advise, don't buy a condo as a new homeowner, because there are condo fees, and those condo fees you do not have any control over, and they can just change anyhow, and they only go up. I've never heard of condo fees coming down. They always go up. So you want to be careful about condos. So like I was saying, buy a townhouse. And also another tip is, in terms of the type of house that you buy, is you can buy a house where you can rent out part of the house, so that you can have somebody else helping you with that mortgage, so that you can pay down the mortgage faster. For example, in Canada, you can buy a house, even if it's a townhouse, that has a basement. And the basement is self-contained, and that basement can be rented out, and you can get money for it, and that money can help your mortgage. Even if it covers like a third of the mortgage or a fourth of the mortgage, it will still be a mortgage helper, and it will help you to free up resources so that you can pay the mortgage down faster. Number 3, get a good mortgage. Make sure that the features of your mortgage are favorable to paying down that mortgage faster. Pay attention to the interest rate. Of course, I know that interest rates are up now. Make sure you get the best interest rates. Right now, I think interest rates are around 5%. You can look at different banks. You can use a mortgage broker so that they can help you to shop around for the best rate. So make sure you get the best rate. And if you are already in a mortgage, maybe you can refinance depending on how far along you are already in the mortgage or how much the interest rates are compared with what you started off with. If the interest rates are going down, check and see whether a refinance will help to reduce your monthly payments and reduce the amount that you pay on the mortgage in total. And also look at the loan term. These days we have 30-year loan terms. I think that's a lot. If you can bring it down to 15 years, that would be perfect. And then you can pay it down faster. Or you can sign a 30-year mortgage, but pay it down as if it is a 15-year mortgage. That means you pay more every month so that, effectively you are paying it down faster like it is a 15-year mortgage instead of a 30-year mortgage, if you get what I mean. And another feature that you need to look out for in your mortgage is the prepayment. There are certain mortgage contracts that do not provide you with the opportunity to prepay. You don't want that. You want to be able to put down more if you have the money every year to make lump sum payments towards your principal so that it reduces your principal. So that's number 3. And before I go to the next point, if you are getting any value from this video and you would like me to make more of this kind of videos, please give us a thumbs up, hit the like button so that we can reach more people. Thank you very much. Now to number 4 is throw everything at this mortgage. Focus, live below your means. Don't go and sign up for a brand new tear rubber car, even if you can afford it. Save that money and throw it at the mortgage. Put the extra money on your mortgage instead. Make extra payments. Like instead of paying monthly, you can do bi-monthly, which is every 2 weeks you are paying towards your mortgage. So that means you make 26 payments in a year, which means you are making an extra month of payments. And whenever you get any money, maybe you get a tax return, throw it at the mortgage. Any amount of money that you get a bonus at work, throw it at the mortgage. That really goes a long way to reduce your principal. And as long as you are reducing your principal, then you are reducing the time that it will take you to pay off that mortgage. And finally, number 5 is that you have to be disciplined. You have to be ready to sacrifice. Paying off your mortgage requires a lot of discipline, a lot of sacrifice, and delayed gratification. Like I said, don't buy that new car. Maybe you might not be able to make certain trips. Maybe you might not be able to go on that holiday that you wish you could go, so that you can focus and pay down this mortgage and set yourself on the path to becoming mortgage free sooner than you might think. Because by following these 5 tips, you will be able to accelerate the payment of your mortgage, and before you know it, you are seeing that principal go down and the term as well becoming shorter. Imagine what you can do when you do not have a mortgage. Like a mortgage is such a big part of your expenses in this part of the world that if you don't have a mortgage, then you have all this money and it's like, what to do with it? We started small, just like I said. We started with a duplex, and so from there we moved into a single family home, and all along we were paying down the mortgage up until a few years ago when the mortgage was completely paid off. After paying off the mortgage, then you have all this money to invest, and investment is a topic for another day. So that's all I had for today. Thank you so much for joining me again. I hope people out there will make use of these tips to help them to pay off their mortgage and enjoy the freedom and financial flexibility that brings when you no longer have a mortgage. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I upload new videos. I would also like to know if you have paid off your mortgage or not, or you have some other tips that we can use or we can learn from to pay down our mortgage early or faster. Until I come your way again, until the next video, you go out and make it the best days of your life. Bye.